So, I'm obsessed with Dandy's World, and I made an Astro cosplay. Also, hi, this is my first video. We'll see how it goes, and maybe I'll make some more. So, materials. Blankets. The first blanket I got from Vinted, which was around £5 including shipping, and the second I got for £3 in the charity shop. This is cheaper and more sustainable than buying actual fabric. But the thing is with blankets is they are square or rectangular usually. And when it drapes over your shoulders, it's kind of boxy. So to get it in more of an equal cape shape, I drape it and then I gently trace around where I want to cut the excess off. There's definitely a neater, more mathematical way to do this, but
I am not really a math guy.
Once you've got the vague outline and lay it out, fold it in the middle, neaten the whole thing up, and cut out both layers together. Then when you fold it out again, it's symmetrical. So now we've essentially cut out the new pattern, we've got some raw edges. So using a zigzag stitch, I fold over the fabric and feed it all the way through the machine. This wouldn't be a great way to make a hem for most fabrics, but it just seals in the fleece really well and is very forgiving. This was how it was done in the factory, and you can't even tell the difference. So now the edges are no longer raw, it's time to move on to the purple trim. To make this really easy, I'm just using some ribbon trim. I found this in a stash of old Christmas wrapping. I've no idea where this is from originally, but there are hundreds of other cheap kinds of purple ribbons that you can use. I measure out how far away I want it from the bottom, so I can continue that all the way around, and then I pin it all the way along. Because the cape is a bit rounded at the bottom, I put a teeny pleat in the top of the ribbon every now and then, just so it gives a bit more of a curved shape. Once it's all pinned, you can throw it through the machine with a straight stitch, once on the bottom and once on the top. So there we go. A very easy Astro cape. Probably not the neatest in the world, but I do not care. Moving on to the hat. The first thing you want to do is measure the size of your head where the hat is going to sit. I wore a hat to compensate for the wig. Once you have that number, you want to add 2 centimeters for seam allowance. For me, this was 60 centimeters, and then trace that onto some paper. Mine was conveniently the perfect size. I made the width 10 centimeters, as it's going to be folded, so you want to pin and trace this, and then cut it out. This is going to become the light band around the hat. Now for the main shape of the hat. So from the measurement that we got, you want to half that, so this is now 30 centimeters. I completely eyed the rest of the pattern for this. It's your call how big you want to make this. So this is half of the hat, and once you put 2 together, it looks good. So you want to trace this pattern onto 2 pieces of fabric this time, and then cut them both out. And with those 2 fabrics on top of each other, you can just feed the shape on a straight stitch all the way through the machine, leaving the measured circumference part open. Then you want to fold over the band that we made, and either pin or clip it to the inside of the hat, so all of the raw edges are together. Basically, so it looks like this, also keeping the 2 ends that meet at the bottom of the hat. This is a bit of a tricky shape, but you just feed it through the machine again with a straight stitch. Once you're done, all you have to do is turn it inside out, and you have a hat. Where the ends of the band meets, I just hand sew it together. For the pom-pom at the end of his hat, I trace a circle onto 2 pieces of fabric, and then sewed around where the pen mark was, and then cut it out. It's super easy, just turn it inside out, and then stuff it. I also filled the rest of the hat with some stuffing just to give it shape. And that's the finished hat. And this is what the whole thing looks like. Obviously, there is more to the cosplay, but the blanket and the hat are pretty much the only canon parts, because the rest is up to interpretation completely. I don't know if there's any point showing how I made the wig for a bold character, but if you want to see that and other tutorials in future, then subscribe. I had a really good time at Birmingham, our group was really good, and hopefully I'll wear him again for another con. Bye bye.